Okay, so I've been doing a little bit of drawing with line here, and you know, I'm just adding, not really with a lot of thought. I'm just adding um, some lines. That's it. It's just there's not I don't have a great purpose, and I don't really know what I want to do except that I wanted to work this middle area a little bit and try to add some um, I want to say structure, but that's not quite it. I wanted some detail. I think I wanted to create maybe a basis for me to build on. I wasn't really interested in covering some of the larger areas. I don't want to get into really new concepts because I don't know how to fill the big spaces other than just slapping paint into them. And it's just that wasn't what I really felt like doing. I felt like working on something larger, but uh, I need something to build off of, I guess. Um, and for that, I like to do a little more detail work. So that's a little bit in line with some of the stuff that I've been doing today. I put in some blue, and now I'm going to add. Um, I have red, but I feel like no. I feel like I shouldn't use red. So let me see what else feels right to me. Orange. Maybe I use this big one, this big paint marker. So I just said I wasn't going to fill a large space, but it looks like maybe I will. But we'll see. So, so I filled this and I added, this level of detail, and now I'm just looking for the next place to put it. Maybe if I come up this way and look at it backwards, as we talked before, how looking at it backwards helps me. I'm still drawn. No, where's this? Over here. Maybe over here. Yeah. There's already a lot of material there. But yes, I mean that's just in my mind, right? It's like, yes, do it there. And I'm like, all right, well, that's what we'll do. All right, so let me look at it. Where the logical place would be go in this white space, but my feeling is telling me to come in here. So that's what I'm gonna do. What am I thinking about today? This morning I was just getting organized. I like getting organized. I feel very disorganized lately. Feel I feel a little falling behind, I guess is the way to put it. And I'm not really behind. It's I'm getting confused about where I am in the month, but the tree is up, but I haven't decorated it. I'm gonna do that today. I guess we've had a lot of appointments and things to do lately, and I have some stuff to get going at work, and that's been kind of a focus. I guess I don't know. To me, it feels later. It's like it's both later than it seems and earlier. So I feel like what is today? Today is I don't even know what is today. Today is December 4th. December 4th. But in my mind, it's like the 13th or something, or it's like I'm a week ahead. I feel like so in that way I'm not really as far behind as it seems, but well, you say I understand what I'm doing. It's like time is running out, but also it's going too fast and too slow at the same time. How much sense does that make? None. That's where it is. I'm really liking just like normally I would not do this, but I just like how it looks going right over these colors. I like how it's interacting. I want to say blending, but you know it's dry, so it's not really blending. It's just fitting itself right in to what was already there. You know, I had these greens and yellows and things, especially this part where there was a lot of dry brush going on, and I put this orange in it, and it just feels very satisfying to see that orange just light up that, you know, that gradient area right there. I don't know why I'm like fascinated by this, but it's just created this whole. It's like it blended into this other color, even though you know I'm going over a dry section, so I'm just layering up this orange to highlight and deepen some of that result. So I like that. It's creating areas, like shapes that I wasn't expecting. It's creating stuff that wasn't here. I didn't plan. I didn't expect to make things. And I hadn't thought about this at all. Now that I thought about it, I hadn't anticipated this result at all, but it's great. Look at that. I mean, there's something really nice about digging into this gradient section. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that putting this yellow and blue, I mean, if I put yellow and blue together on wet paint, it would just turn up this murky brown, but here, I mean, look at that. Well, I like that a lot. That's created this whole liquid thing that I wouldn't have anticipated at all. And then I want to go down here. Looking at that over there, right? I need to bring it around. Oh, look, and there's another one. There's another one, that gradient. No, we don't go that. Yeah, let's go that far. That gradient area. See it? It's picking it up again. There's more. Wow, there's just even more of it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that at all. Wow. Well, you know, that makes me think. What does that make me think about? It makes me think, like, what's coming into my life that's unexpected. Try something different, do something different, and just roll with it, really. I mean, you know, I do that a lot, but what's that? What is that? So, you know, I can look at some of this. I can look at can't get over it. I like that a lot. How does it feel in the big picture? Turn it. That's what I just heard in my head, turn it. You know, you can think that whatever you want, like your higher self or your, I don't know, intuition. Not that way. That's what's my mind. I can see it better though. One more, two more, one more. Let's try it. Huh. I don't know what I see there. People. Is it people? What I see. It's almost. Is it turtles kissing? Little lovey turtles? Yeah. Did get one more stand. That way. What is that? So, Baby. This looks like a womb and a baby. Mom. Here. Mom and baby. What's up with the babies? Who's having a baby? It's not me. It's not me. But, you know, new creative pursuit is also like a baby, but this is like a baby. This is a mom face holding an infant here. But the orange, what is that? I mean, I guess. That's egg. Other things. But what is that about? If that's so, let's think about it outside the context of, you know, infant, mother, child. So, what is that down below? In some ways, this created a tree, like a root, a leaf. There's a leaf here. I don't know. I don't know what's down there. I mean, I kind of see something, and maybe it's the idea of source of pleasure. What is that? It's also, what is that from? I feel like a rock or something. Like, what is that? There's like an egg. Maybe it's an egg, but and this is crazy, but like wasn't there an egg, like a something, like a sacred, like a, this is crazy. This is gonna be weird, but like, do you remember the like Land of the Lost or something as kids? There was a show, and I feel like there were those Sleestak things, but didn't they have like an egg or something that they carried around? Or what is this egg? What is this? It was like, what is that? Because I feel like there's, we can't overlook, you know, what appears to be maybe a I mean, maybe it's the stages of something. Maybe it's something yet to be created, something, I'm not sure. There's something, you know, I mean, I can really only see one thing there, and I don't understand necessarily the context. This still feels, you know, even if this is a womb and this is, you know, mother and child, and this still feels like a wound here. And this, you know, maybe this is about, I mean, it looks like maybe, Well, I mean, it looks like essentially a birth canal, really. I mean, that's what like where this is. So it's kind of a cycle, right? Like if this is before, went through, and I mean, maybe it's about that cycle of creation and you know, um, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, but something about like uh, sex and love um, and I know it seems weird to like think about motherhood and pregnancy and having a child and everything and along the context of sex and love, right? Like it seems like, well, but we keep those things separate, but they're not separate. Sex is a part of life, and of course, I mean, it seems trivial to say, or like, well, where babies come from, but I think that maybe this is something about that. I think for a lot of women, having children is maybe the opening of your real capacity for love. Maybe there's something in here about that. Because I mean, for me, definitely that was having a child, becoming a mother, was the source of um, just completely being able to understand what love is and opening my heart and learning the pure form of love and vulnerability and all of that goes with it, that I think before that I hadn't really understood. um, you love your family, you love your parents or whatever, but at least for me, I can't speak for everybody, but at least for me, that's barely a glimmer of what I understood about you know pure love until I had a child, until I became a mother. So maybe there's something in there about that, and maybe it's kind of just coming out. um, uh, it's something that has to be hopefully integrated. um, it's not that love, that pure love. Once you understand, it's like those pictures that have like a hidden picture in it, and you can't see it, and you can't see it, and then you see it, and once you see it, then you always see it. But until you do, people say, well, do you see the image inside this magic picture or whatever? I know, I don't see it at all. It's not there. Um, but then once you see it, every time you look at it, that's all you see. And I think maybe there's something in this, because it's like built as a cycle, right? Like the child, the birth, mom, here you are with the baby, and maybe this is the basis, or maybe that's why I was meant to turn it that way to see it, that it had something to do with this cycle of being mom and kind of understanding how to integrate that kind of. It's not that you have the same love for your child as you do, in other relationships, friendships, family, things like that. It's not the same thing, but it's the idea that once you see it, you know what it is. And maybe there's something about that in there. So I don't know. That wasn't really what I was expecting to see. I did a video earlier that I thought I just babbled too much to get to the point, and it had to do with cleaning out my closets and stuff like that. And I don't know, maybe I'll post it if I feel like I'm learning how YouTube works and things like that. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I think that's where I am here. I think that's what I see today. Maybe there's something about integrating there's something about integrating love, right? In its many, many forms. Something. So that's what I see today. I'm going to turn it one more time and see if anything else pops out at me that gives me another feeling. And this way. This way I see see my elbow. This way I see, yeah, it's really more about the egg. So I have to think about it in different ways, like focus. So this is how I look at different things. So if I look at this egg, right, then I see it in another way. So I have to pick a piece of it somewhere and focus on that, and kind of like let my like focusing a camera, right? Except it's my perception, my mind. I have to focus on something and say, okay, this is like here. I see this first, this supporting this, and that makes me see the whole thing in one way. But if I take a look at if I look at like this corner, okay, and I see it as this face kind of yelling into the rest of it, then I see it as the face maybe in awe of a storm, of wind, blowing things around. If I see it as this is somebody's, these are eyes, and this is hair, and I see them peeking, then it's just kind of like this. I see. Then I want to like make this hair, make this do something, and I could see it as all of this as maybe, what would that be? And like trees and branches behind them, right? Like this stuff being all trees and branches, and this being somebody's head. So it's like looking. I have to look at separate parts to see it as something else, to influence the entire structure. So I just look at different parts to make that so. And yeah, so there's some interesting things. But yeah, I think there's I can't stop seeing this in different ways as some kind of like belly, like a pregnant belly. And there's just something to that. Something about the pregnancy, symbolizes, like, it's not just giving birth to a child, but giving birth to new ideas, giving birth to new life of any kind. Life being projects, concepts, changes, anything like that. So, it can always. But yeah. So maybe next time I'll build him out. Build this guy with eye. Here's his hair. Maybe these are sunglasses. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I see something. Familiar there. I don't want to deal with that. So, but doesn't matter what I want to deal with, right? This is why these things come out. Maybe it's something that I should deal with in some way. All right. Well, that's jumbled again. So everything's jumbled today. It's just, this is a day of input, of ideas, but I don't think really winding up anything. It's not a part of solidifying any ideas. It's just gathering thoughts. I think maybe it's a confusing day, but creative. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna end it there. And if anybody watched, thank you and have a good day. Bye.